Jack Sabiti and Nanda Ramafabi met President Museveni?
At least Besigye.
No,
Besigye held a press conference. I want to play this clip for you.
Yes.
So you may know that you confessed to Besigye that indeed you met President Museveni. Let's play the clip.
Okay, play it.
Clearly, there is gross underrating of the gravity of this matter. You know, receiving money from, because, you know, our struggle has been very costly to those who want change. You know, many people have died, many people are maimed. It's emotional.
Well, we'll be playing you the full clip where Besigye actually alluded to your name and said, when he criticized you for meeting President Museveni, you said he just hates Museveni, but it's all right to meet him.
You see, a politician like Besigye and others can want to make some people to believe that what he's saying is right. I don't think, I answered this, I remember, to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that I did. And certainly I had never seen Museveni as an individual, as a party, as representing the party, right? And the issue is, do you meet Museveni representing the party? I think that's the issue.
Have you met Museveni secretly?
Right? Secretly?
Yes.
Why? What do you mean, secretly?
Have you met Museveni? Privately, okay.
I have known Museveni for a long time.
Yes.
Right? Since UPM. We have met Museveni many times.
No, the cause of the split
right?
between FDC and the now PFF
no, I had not
was
met.
over.
I had not met Museveni at all. At all. Those are Besigye's words. Right? And I never represented FDC. Let me state it clearly. That I was sent by FDC to meet Museveni. No, not at all.
No, but the controversy arose over the money that you partly procured, you, Ekanya, and Honorable Nathan Nandala Mafuna.
Let me state this. I want it proved beyond a reasonable doubt. We asked even Besigye to prove. He said he had notes, he had whatever. We said, please, we put there a committee to investigate and ask Besigye to come and present that evidence.
Here is the clip. Here is the clip. Okay. If you can hold it there.
Yes. Let him show that.
Let's play you the clip.
Let them show us.
Let's play you the clip.
Let him show us.
It's okay if you can hold it.
Where he
please.
Said that for me, I am moved by hatred, that I hate Museveni. That I hate Museveni, and that is why, I react in the way I do. Far from it. This has nothing to do with individuals. It has everything to do with how we procure change in this country. First of all, if there is a need for change, and how we procure change. Because you've heard us say over and over again that our country has been captured by the family of Mr. Museveni. Not even by an institution, not by NRM, not by even the military, it's by the family. And we know what has happened to institutions where the money has gone from that institute, from those sources. So to trivialize it and say, but if anybody would have information that the very problem you want to remove is the one facilitating you, it's emotional.
Well, that's very interesting. Besigye kept citing your name in that interview as one of the people who went and negotiated the monies that caused all the controversy and the split in the FDC.
Let me say this. I think either you are a close friend of Besigye, trying to, cause more problems and confusions within parties. Besigye was asked by the party to come and address the National Council of FDC and bring the evidence, which he had said there was evidence. He said he had notes, copy of those notes. We established a committee in FDC to do research and come and meet Besigye, and Besigye present that note. He said he had a copy because we knew if he had the real one, he wouldn't want to give it out. We said, photostat it, bring it, and you say, this is the note. Because he had said he could go even in the Bank of Uganda to follow it up. And we got a committee. Besigye came. He addressed us. We say, okay, now we want you to give us the evidence. To date, he has never given us the evidence.
So
that was after the committee which had been set up, right, had found no evidence at all.
You've never met Museveni?
On this money? No, I've never.
Okay. Honorable Miria, what's your take on Nsibambi's defection to the NRM?
Well, okay, good evening, viewers. I don't think that that is the question. You just ask that question and I answer you. It must be placed within the context. I mean, since
Nsibambi was unveiled as the new NRM cadre.
So what? Since elections, I mean, we've been seeing, before elections, we saw all that was done to make sure you destroy political parties. After elections, you know what has been done. I have always told people here that President Museveni has never liked multi-party politics. And he used to tell us until in certain parliament when he said, after winning elections, was it 2016 when he said, now I'm going to finish to make sure I finish these parties. And that's when he took up Simanyi, Betty Among, the minister, the former minister for, is she still the minister for gender? And the wife of first lady of UPC, then Kamya, then he took all these people and said, he has been focusing. This is the truth, I'm not lying. He says it openly. He has been focusing on destroying opposition, destroying parties. He wants Uganda to be equal to NRM.
Could this be the last name?
Let me explain when you ask me,
Okay.
because it is not yes or no. We put everything within the context. We Ugandans who have been watching, and when you see what has happened, for instance, if you all get all the vice presidents of NUP, arrest them, put him, I'm so happy, I don't know whether that is true. I'm seeing that Jode, that woman whom we have been, you know, do you know what the women have been doing? Contributing, fundraising small money to feed the children of Lina Zedriga and that Jode woman. They don't have school fees, they don't have what? You are restored this vice president of the party, the president himself and his wife now, I don't know where they are, and his son was saying 2,000 are arrested and we have killed 30, and then you know Mwanga Chivumbi and what is happening to him. I mean, all these are aimed at destroying the parties so that everything becomes, so that Uganda is equal to NRM. He doesn't know that NRM is a party which is part of Uganda, and the Ugandans are not all in NRM. And political party dispensation allows different alternative opinion. But he has aimed at destroying these parties, and the other day I saw him expressing his condolences to political parties because they are dead. He has managed to kill them, and not only kill parties, but kill even human beings, other people. So please, you Kagwanjara, don't come here to discuss this man. If he's scared of his life, everybody has been scared, okay? People are so scared, they are gripped with fear. Even this man seated near me, I'm telling you, in his heart, this Dombo here, in his heart, there is this voice of Miriam Matembe. I know him. Sure. We work together. What are you talking about? But he feared now, and he wanted to eat and enjoy. Why should he suffer when others are enjoying? But in his heart, I'm telling you, he is thinking like I'm thinking.
Okay.
So
how much of a betrayal is Nsibambi's defection to the struggle?
Finish. I don't talk of betrayal. I'm reaching the point. Those people who are tired, who don't see any hope, who know they will kill them. If you see this Mwanga Chivumbi, I really cried. Because I know Mwanga Chivumbi to be a distinguished man. You know, we used to come here and debate, and now you go to his house, you kill his people, his relatives, and you think as if they are chicken or what. So when people watch say, Munange, I think when Wafira Muroge, let me tell you, you were not here, I think, when Rure was chased away, you know, the president, when he was arrested, and then the Baganda mobilized themselves and went. Twagala Rure, oba tufa tufe. Twagala Rure. When they reached Katwe there, at that, they find all these mambas around the roundabout. They said, Banange wanwafira muroge. They ran away. Now, abasigaram other political parties, wafira muroge. They look themselves that if they can stay here and suffer, they must be bewitched. And therefore, for me, I don't blame anybody.
So what is the big signal in Nsibambi's crossing?
But Nsibambi is just one individual. Why are you telling me of Nsibambi when I'm giving you the context in which where even everybody will run away? But coming down to Nsibambi, I saw a click. I think Besigye had long ago realized that Nsibambi was that type of person. What do they call them?
Kanonya.
Fragile, or what are they when they are not sure? Things like that. He was that type. I think he named him, that man, a name
Kanonya.
Kanonya. Kanonya Chakurya. Kanonya Chakurya, maybe it is like that. He baptized him that. He prophesied that. Now he has gone. And others will go. Because it takes, if you take it in biblical terms, there are those people, it took few people to really die for Jesus. Even in this Uganda, we go to matters what? You remember where we go for Namugongo? You think everybody died. Others abandoned the religion, but some of those people, they stood firm and they died for their cause.
Well, Honorable Dombo, isn't it delusional for NRM to celebrate the recruitment of Nsibambi, a person whose career had been bruised in the recent election? He can't be a big fish, can he?
You know, the topical discussions in Uganda are determined by the press and the media houses. Who of you recruited Nsibambi in FDC? Because Nsibambi made his decision to join a party that he wanted. Who should make noise when Nsibambi decides to join another party? And you are talking as if this is the first time it is happening. In the 1960s, we had people defecting from Kabaka Yeka and they joined the UPC, a party that had abolished the kingdoms in Uganda.
Yeah, but what makes it big is that you, as the NRM, went to the extent of unveiling him, making it such a big thing.
When the Matembes were making the constitution, they provided for how people should defect or leave parties and when they should do that. Because they saw that if you get elected on a party ticket and then you go and betray the people who voted you at that time, it will be sacrilegious. And they provided for in the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. And they said in the final year, if you choose, because that is an elective year, if you choose to belong, you do it officially and without offending the law. And that is what Nsibambi has done. But when you look at...
is he a big fish?
Yeah, he is. For us in NRM, all fish matter.
Is he a big fish?
Honorable Nsibambi is a very landy lawyer. He's a wealthy man, but he has also got experience. But he also has the secrets that they have been discussing in FDC, if they will become useful for us in our strategic objectives of the party. So, getting a person who has been a vice president, wouldn't you celebrate? And he's not the first. We got the vice president of DP in Eastern Uganda, Honorable Mutembuli. He came and joined the NRM. We have got Sebugwao came and joined the NRM. And I want to tell you, given what is happening in the opposition, I will not be surprised if before the end of this year, there is a lineup of other senior leaders and other members from other parties joining us. But other than that, Bana Kagwa, there is something I want us to focus on as we discuss these matters. You know, I've been in politics now for some time, and I've been witnessing. And there is a narrative of bordering on hatred when people relate with others. You know Honorable Matembe here? She's my friend.
Do I hate you?
I have hosted her in church in Mukono, and when we meet, we talk. One of these days, I want to go and visit her in her home, and we talk, so that I come
You recruit.
So you come to recruit me?
to get a better understanding of...
He knows very well. When he comes, he will be saying, you know, Miriam Yogera, it is true. But Munange, I have to eat. What do I do? That's what he will be telling me.
When we censured one of the ministers, where he was a chief petitioner in Parliament of Uganda, President Museveni wrote to the Speaker of Parliament and he said, I want to meet the petitioners, who was me, Honorable Raboni Okwiraboni, and some other selected members. A team of members of Parliament met and they said, Dombo, don't go to meet the president. I asked them why. Why shouldn't I go? We have just censured the minister, and the petition and motion is addressed to the appointing authority. And the appointing authority is inviting us to go and defend our position before him. Why would you restrain me? I went against my colleagues and told them I will go and meet the president. What surprised me when I went, some of the people had said we shouldn't I got them there seated in the State House and ready to listen to what was happening. So that narrative started building whether people should meet or shouldn't meet. The president is the president of Uganda.
I'll definitely get back to you. Honorable Mapenduzi, now you have another colleague joining you on the yellow bench. Some of us have been curious to know what happens behind the scenes. How are you lured to betray your conscience to join the yellow camp?
Well, first I would say you are very interesting. I enjoy the way you frame your questions. Very provoking, but I'll respond the way you put it. I left the Forum for Democratic Change in 2000 and in 2020. And when I took the decision to leave the party, I look back the time I joined the party and saw a lot of the things that happened. And if you want me to touch briefly some of the things. The time when Major General Mugisha Muntu got elected to take the mantle, becoming party president, some of us who had a lot of hope in the party started seeing something different. The party got divided. We saw a crack in the party. And some of us who loved the party tried very much to. I personally went and met General Mugisha Muntu. I later on met retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye. Because we had a lot of fight, a lot of internal fight. There were those considered to be the Besigye group, another group considered to be loyal to General Mugisha Muntu, and those who believe in his approach were considered moles. And so even from the inside, people were calling themselves in, names and so on. And then something that really disturbed me was seeing the party not only getting torn from the inside, but two parallel structures being created. You have a new leader elected who should be supported by the old leadership, but the old leadership going ahead to start a completely different approach, opening a different office, working parallelly. Now, to some of us, that was a bad signal. And so many things continued. The time I took the decision to leave FDC, I can tell you, and the current party president, the Honorable Engineer Amuriat, I'm sure he recalls that I met him, I expressed my dissatisfaction, I told him the party was going down. He actually took the trouble going up to Gulu, and he called me, he met me, and there were other leaders, the Honorable Beta Olo-chan, Honorable Simon Uyeta, and the rest, and they said, Mapenduzi is leaving the party.
Fast forward.
So I
you left, you became independent.
Yes, exactly.
Until a few months ago, when you were unveiled by the same person.
1 year ago.
By the same, no, you were just unveiled last year.
Well, let me tell you, I joined the NRM on the 15th of February, 2025.
And you unveiled?
Well, I am telling you
later.
I am telling you the day I officially joined the NRM. First, I signed an MOU.
Okay, you were hampered by the law then?
Yes, I signed an MOU in 2023, and I joined the party in 2025, February. So it's 1 year down the road. Now,
tell us, there is something that we want to know.
Go ahead. What do you want to know?
What goodies, what small goodies are set on the trap for you,
my brother,
on the bait?
My brother, that is where you go wrong. First, the time I joined the FDC, you did not know me. And so I took a personal decision to join the FDC.
By conviction or situation?
Listen. And so when I took the decision to join the NRM, you think I am out of my mind. You think I am motivated by something else. Why do you want to think for me? Why do you want to assume the responsibility of determining how I should think, how I should decide? And you see, and that is where we go wrong. And that takes me to how people are talking about my senior brother, Sibambe. You see, if we preach, we believe in what we preach. We say, you know, we should respect people, we should respect human rights, we should do this and that and that, and you accuse the NRM of not respecting rights. And why don't you respect the rights of people who take decisions consciously?
Okay.
Why don't you respect that?
Okay.
Listen.
I think we should also examine one thing. You're recruited by the same person. Sibambe and Mapenduzi again were recruited by Anita Among.
Again, that's where you go wrong. And you're not allowing me to finish. So it would be good to allow me to finish and then I respond to that. Now, it's very important. It's very important. I would really respect my mother to allow me to. Sorry that you... But you see, sometimes people assume what they are not supposed to, because the kind of discussion and the kind of tone and the reactions to the decision taken by Sibambe is uncalled for. Why? This is someone who understands what he's doing. He's a senior leader. In Parliament, he has been the FDC whip. In FDC, he's a very senior leader. And so when he decides, he knows what he's doing and should be respected.
Before I shift to Honorable Sabiti, are you at home? Does your conviction tell you that you got at home in the NRM?
Do I look like someone who is not at home?
Thank you. Honorable Sabiti, I want to bring you out at least some big names of the former FDC stalwarts who crossed to the NRM. If my producer could just display these names. And the big question I want to know, what is left of the FDC that has been hugely fractured by a number of factors, including defections?
So obsessed with that issue. People moving from one party to another. I don't know why you're so much obsessed, right? You see...
No, it's heartbreaking,
the issue is this. Parties complain mainly because if you are defecting, there are available procedures that you use. You can't just go and say, I am talking for FDC. When I have not sent you. When FDC has not sent you. That's the issue. Sibambe can cross and go to DP, he can cross and go to the movement or any other party. In any case, look at all these leaders in this country. Most of them have been in different parties, right? And they have formed their own parties. But why are you so obsessed with what happened to Sibambe? The only quarrel with us, with Sibambe, as far as FDC is concerned, is to go and talk for FDC. FDC never sent him there, right? He has a right to go and meet President Museveni and whatever they discuss.
Okay, do you want to look at your members who have crossed from the FDC?
So what?
And what does this mean to the party?
How many people have crossed from party to party?
No,
how many parties did Museveni go through? As a member of the party. Didn't he belong to different parties before? Didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Why don't you ask him? Why he crossed from this party to the other party, right? But he went there. He never claimed that the other party was sending him. Are you getting?
No, but it would be foolhardy to act as if the party is not hurt. Your vice president.
Who tells you that we're hurt?
You must be hurt.
If you want to leave, right? Jesus, I was in UPM. Others left, right? They formed another party. Why should I be bothered? Why should you be so obsessed that it's
No,
land?
these are defining moments of the FDC.
Who
The
tells, who
that
tells you? Who tells you?
until recently suffered a blow when a huge chunk of your members left and formed the PFF. Now, here is a new crack.
Is that strange in parties, whether parties in Britain or in other countries? People move from party to party. But the issue is how you move. To pretend that the party sent you when the party didn't send him. That's the issue.
What does the future of the FDC look like without Nsibambi, who's been one of the pillars in Buganda for the FDC?
Nsibambi has left FDC. There are many members of FDC. Right? His going away will not affect FDC in any way. He was our legal advisor. We can get another legal advisor. He was our deputy president Buganda. President Buganda. There are many people in Buganda who can be deputy presidents. So what is the problem?
Thank you. Honorable Miria, you earlier hinted on Museveni's deliberateness in crushing the opposition. Politically speaking, could these be dark days for politics in Uganda?
But you also, your question is, what don't you know? Where is
What I've asked you is what I know.
Could this be dark moments? When people are dying, when organizations are shut down, when the civil society are closed. I mean, you are a media person. Anyway, suppose you want to say things, but you want to pass through our mouths. Now I can understand. Because you know what is going on, but you want it to come from Matembe's mouth. Everybody knows. For me, actually, I want to say I am sorry that I've been invited here to discuss people who are crossing over here and there. I thought we are going to discuss the political situation in this country, to see the people who are imprisoned, where are they?
Yeah, here is a new storm.
I thought, at Wareri, there is no storm here. Which storm? By the way, do you know what? I don't know Nsibambi. Do you know that I don't know that man? Miriam Matembe, I don't know Nsibambi. So I do not see when Nsibambi decides because he fears to die, because they have bought him, because we know what they do. And he crosses. And now that becomes a national issue, and Ugandans are here. I'm here not to sleep tonight because I'm discussing a person I don't know. You should bring us here to discuss real issues, to discuss the issues of when all those people who they said they are imprisoned, they are arrested, where are they? We want to know all these tortured people, why the people those people whom they killed there in Mwanga Chivumbi's home, is it a closed chapter? They killed them and it is like that. We want to know why the vice presidents of FDC are really being arrested, are being charged with terrorism, with all these things of NUP. We want to know, by the way, where is Chaguranyi? I have seen now that we went to look for the lady to visit her. You know, I always go mobilize women to go and sympathize. At least we were able to go and visit Mwanga Chivumbi's wife, and we visited there, and she broke down and she cried, and at least we gave her comfort. But when this Bambi, Winnie, Babi, when Babi left Mengo Hospital, is it in Zambia where? We went to look for her. We said she has gone because she's unsafe. They may kill her. Now here we are Ugandans here in this country. We don't know where the leader of the biggest opposition in this country is. We don't know where she is. We don't know where his wife is. We don't know where their children are. And you are there celebrating and enjoying, and you call us here to discuss the man
what makes it important?
No. This is still the next time call me to discuss issues which concern Uganda, and we discuss those, and we
I'm really sorry that you never knew the topic, but you accepted the invitation.
Why Nsibambi? Who is Nsibambi? I've never known him. I'm sorry. I'm not demeaning him. But I don't know many of these people in politics.
We are looking at the significance of defection. And what it means to the politics.
But I want to ask you.
The country.
Okay, I told you very clearly. that it is the environment in which things are happening. You are talking. Anita Mong left. And Tayebu left.
And she's now doing brokerage.
And they go to,
she's now the
then
broker.
Listen, when you ask me, and then they left. And they got big opposition. Did FDC die? It remained. Then some down the road, they separated whatever. Because all this is being done because President Museveni doesn't want political parties. I mean, it is clear. Everybody, you want me to shout it, I don't know how loudest. Because he used to tell us, and I think you remember, that me, I don't want you to go to political parties. When one day you go to political parties, I will get to Rachtura and go and start grazing my cows and see you cutting one another with pangas. I'm not misquoting. He used to tell us when we were still in the movement. But you see, eventually he was forced to go into political parties because two things, by the way. The NRM party, I mean the movement, National Resistance Movement Party, down the road had started dwindling and it was about to go into a one-party state. That is very clear. It was about to go into a one-party state. And because there was so much corruption, and so the outcry within Uganda, because of those things, joined with the outcry outside. He said, because I was in Chankwanzi, when they said we must open for political parties. And the issue was, you know, because of what is this shouting and so on, which is disturbing us. Tubejeko, those people who want to be in opposition, but I don't want the parties. Naeka tubejeko, so that we can get peace. You hear? That is what I'm telling Uganda. That is the truth. Nobody can deny it, and nobody can say Matembi is lying. So because of that, we went and then let me tell you another third reason. Because he wanted to remove the term limit. Okay? He wanted to remove the term limit. And that's when he said, because to defeat the other international pressure, he said when we bring in political parties, because that's what they are craving for. And when we remove the term limit but open political parties, they will not mind. They will feel good that we are going into political parties, and then we remove the term limit, and for us we continue. So, President Museveni, even right now, even his word, when he declares, I'm going to finish all these parties, and now you come here and say, so-and-so has crossed, so-and-so. I mean, it is nonsense. It is very clear and definite that as much as he defeats everybody, as much as he takes them over, that's good. But the point I want us to discuss here, out of what I have said, is this. What exactly Dombo is here? What is multi-party political dispensation?
That's it.
I want to ask, does Museveni and his government believe that all Ugandans have one view and therefore they must belong to NRM? Because me, I want, Kagwa, let this be talked about, because it is disturbing me and confusing me. What does he want when he says, I must, they said, Simanye, Ehoro, recently he said that they overreached direction and he lost his Simanye 2 million who didn't overvote. Otherwise, it would have been all NRM. What does he gain when they say that political parties,
you will allow Honorable Dombo to give that response after the break.
NBS Frontline. When the news moves, you move with it on AfroMobile. Get real-time updates and the moment they unfold. Choose from over 80 live TV and radio channels and follow current affairs your way on the platforms you rely on the road, in the office, in the middle of your work, or out and about. AfroMobile keeps the story going with you. Download AfroMobile today and stay connected to every update as it happens.
For years, they have studied, they have trained, they have persevered. Now, the moment of honor has come. Finns Medical University is proud to announce its 5th graduation ceremony. We cordially invite our graduating class of 2025, their esteemed parents and guardians, and the general public to join us in this celebration of academic excellence and professional dedication. The chief guest will be the Right Honourable Anita Among, the Speaker of the Parliament of Uganda. The university will also celebrate its charter. The ceremony will be held on Friday, the 27th February 2026, at the Finns Medical University campus in Fort Portal. Proceedings commence at 9 a.m. Finns Medical University, a chartered medical university in East Africa.
Are you planning an event or wedding? Join us at Nikan Resort Hotel, Uganda. Relaxing accommodation rooms, well-equipped conference halls and boardrooms. Don't miss this fantastic opportunity to experience the best of hospitality and sufficient space. We're located in Seguku Katale, along Entebbe Kampala Road, channeling easy access to Kampala City and the airport. For reservations and inquiries, contact using the information on your screen or visit our website www.nikanresort.com. Better study tips. NBS Frontline.
Welcome back. It's still the Frontline as we discuss the politics of defections and what it means to multi-party democracy. Honorable Dombo, if I could pick on from Honorable Miriam Atembe, is NRM intentional on ensuring that parties are crushed and decimated completely?
But Bwana Kagwa, you have on this panel 2 members of FDC. We have a serving member of FDC and a former member of FDC. And they have given you an account of what transpired in their party. Honorable Jack Sabit told you that somebody developed a story. They invited him when he was a senior leader, and he failed to justify. He even ignored the report that was internally generated by the party. And you're blaming Museveni. Why do you become diversionary when the parties failed to do their internal issues? Honorable Mapenduzi has just told you the basis and the reasons why he left. Honorable Mugisha Muntu was deliberately fought and undermined. Was he fought by NRM or by President Museveni? The party split, and many people left. All those splits that have happened in FDC, and people leaving, and Mugisha Muntu saying we shall see the moles when time comes. Was that Museveni saying those words? Let the parties focus on internal management and the way they deal with their internal contradictions, instead of using President Museveni all the time as a scapegoat. Or President Museveni celebrates when they fail. He says, I told you that there is no ideology, they are not caring for Uganda, the only thing they say, let him go. Then he says, why should I go? So NRM, when they fail to manage their internal issues, people run to NRM for refuge.
Okay, what shapes the allure of joining the NRM? What would attract anyone to the NRM, other than the money and self-preservation?
Many things. The first one, I'm a former guild president of Makerere. And one of the things that used to hurt me was when Honorable Mbide, a former guild president of Makerere, whom I knew could provide very good leadership, every time he contested, he would lose an election. And to me internally, it pained me because he was my alumni. This man from Bugiri is a member of parliament. Honorable Basalirwa. When he contested and lost. So when they got an opportunity, I said, if these young people who are identified and became leaders at that young age, if they come and they are supported to provide leadership, it will be a good opportunity. So when the FDC had the challenges in parliament under the leadership of Nandala Mafabi, and then Mbide was elected to the East African community, to me I thought that was an opportunity given to Mbide to showcase his abilities as a leader. In NRM, there are opportunities because, take it or leave it, there are bigger rooms in the NRM, either at the government level, either at the executive, either in the judiciary.
So it's about eating.
That's not
it's about eating.
An opportunity to provide leadership. Together with it, eating comes. But look at Donald, but Mao is a very brilliant guy.
He's eating.
Why do you disparage people's contribution just because of food? But by the way, eating is divine. That's one of the things that God taught us, Jesus taught us in his prayers on how we pray for the daily bread. Don't you pray? So when you pray for daily bread and it comes, now you want to disparage those who eat. Don't do that. But help the parties to deal with their internal contradictions, other than wanting to use President Museveni as a scapegoat.
Honorable Mapenduzi, do you foresee another big exodus coming from the FDC and other political parties, given the circumstances under which they are operating?
Well, as I answer that, I want to tie that to something I wouldn't want to forget. Just getting back to what my elder, the Honorable Jack Sabiti said. You see, when a party chooses to ignore things like this, the party should know it's on its last days. Because if you want to know the impact of this crossover, look back to 2006. FDC became a party in 2005. The 2006 election, I will give you the example of Acholi sub-region. Only one member of parliament subscribing to NRM got elected. The rest were FDC. What about today? What has happened? Look at the people who started the FDC. Where are they now? And so when you choose to ignore, when someone like Sibambe leaves the party and you say there are many others, that is not a good sign for the party. So the party needs to reflect. Retired Dr. Kiza Besigye, a founding member of the FDC, walked away and said the party was not on the right track and started something else. Now, what kind of message do you pick from that? So it would be good for the party leadership to sit back and reflect and say there is something wrong. And you see, you cannot blame the NRM for getting such members, because I wouldn't expect the NRM to be working for FDC to make it stronger, because NRM is also a party that wants to continue leading this country. And so the NRM, I am very sure, would spend a lot of energy in preparing, nurturing leaders, attracting those they think will add value. And you cannot blame NRM. And so every political party, and it's not NRM killing them.
I want to focus on your particular case.
Yeah.
How were you enticed by Honorable Anita Among, who unveiled?
Listen here. You make the whole thing looks. I would say you are very diversionary.
How?
You want to create an impression that my joining NRM party was because of the Honorable Anita Among. My joining NRM party was because of the belief I developed in the party. When I joined Parliament in 2021, I got appointed to chair a committee of public accounts, local government. An assignment which I performed well, according to the reports in Parliament. And the interaction, the engagement, working with leaders across board, I got to understand a lot. And you see, in leadership, you need to give yourself time to learn, to understand things, to appreciate, to engage. In that process, you get to understand and you grow. And so when I take that decision to move from one point to the other, I should be respected.
Okay.
And I should not be,
Here is the irony.
It's really below belt.
The same person who unveiled in Sibambi is the same person who unveiled.
Actually, I would like to commend the Honorable Anita Among. And by the way, she is a very aggressive and committed leader. Because when a leader decides to reach out to people and begin to explain and begin to make you understand, that's good. And so every party would need such a leader. And you cannot blame her.
Okay.
So is it wrong for the Honorable Dombo to move and persuade you to join the NRM?
Okay, you were one of the results of her brokerage, right?
Well, I commend her, because getting someone like Mapenduzi to join the NRM, that was a real tackle.
Honorable Sabiti, are you reading any signals of where multipartism is headed in the midst of all these machinations?
A country such as Uganda, where we have tested both, multi-party system is the best answer, so that every Ugandan citizen is given a chance to choose where to go, where to be. Instead of confining us into one party system and I can see that's the trend we are taking, it may be disastrous to this country. It may develop into a lot of conflict, it can create a lot of conflict. All of us cannot think the same way. So I can see the way the movement is moving, forgetting about, taking people from different parties, refusing people to participate freely in the politics of this country and a multi-party political system. I believe Uganda can be better.
Isn't it time the opposition sat down? You, as part of the leadership of the opposition, sat down to discuss ways in which you can resist the allure of joining the NRM, being swallowed up by the NRM?
It may be happening today, or it happened yesterday. Tomorrow it may turn against the movement, depending upon the political environment. If you have a dictatorial regime that has all the resources, obviously there is a possibility that some people, because of poverty, because of desire for jobs, because of many other variables, they will have to go there to survive. But intellectually, they don't believe in what they are doing. They know they are interested in jobs, they are interested in, fat, salaries and whatever. That's all. But for us who look at Uganda today and tomorrow, we can't be diverted by such realities. If some of us wanted to be ministers, maybe we would have gone to Museveni and said, you can be ministers, we want to be a minister or whatever. But we are looking at Uganda and the future of this country, not this short term.
Honorable Miriam Matembe, another challenge that the opposition now is grappling with is the trust deficit. When Nsibambi was, the first time Nsibambi made headlines was his meeting with President Museveni. Whispers started going around that there are quite a number of people who are secretly meeting President Museveni. How best can the opposition overcome the issue of trust deficit?
For me, what I want to say, you allow me to speak my mind as a senior citizen in this country. I saw the multi-party political system in Uganda, which failed. In fact, by the end of Obote's government, I think there was only one person, I've forgotten him, who was still not a UPC person, okay? Which shows that the multi-party political dispensation or multi-party democracy in this country has been facing challenges. Took over, and then there was this Obote too, and I think when he came also, some people who were in deep, actually, they were killing them. Some of them ran, some of them had to cross over and join, okay? Now, when NRM came here, the National Resistance Movement, which I embraced. In NRM, the one I know, at that particular time when we served, all of us, we leaders, were driven into leadership by the commitment of delivering Uganda and changing Uganda to be also a good country like others, where even there is peaceful handover of power. So what was driving us? You've been seeing President Museveni's videos when he was young, trending. The words he was saying very clearly. There's nobody who could not have followed or gone in the movement because of the expectations of Ugandans. We are tired of all this suffering, killing people and so on. Now in the NRM, We were like one, like we said, in a bus. I would stand in that parliament and I would support what the government is saying, and it goes right. And tomorrow it is saying what is wrong, and I will stand up and oppose it. And if it fails, and I would still remain as a Ugandan, interested in Ugandan and serving Uganda. You hear? Unfortunately, down the road, because of self-centeredness, I have always said it here, if President Museveni came with a vision for this country, as he expressed in the 10-point program, down the road, his love for power exchanged his vision for this nation. And instead of focusing at Uganda and its people, it now became self-centered. You know, taking yourself, you want power to use it for your self-interest. And because of that, the corruption came along the road. The NRIM system of government, which had redeemed Uganda actually from a ditch and put it on the farm foundation, went down, and because of self-centeredness, because we lost the focus, and down the road, they said, Marth, come here. Now, when Marth political system came, the president did not want it. I will say it again and again because he himself with his word says, I will finish you, I will kill you. For me, I wouldn't mind if the political parties, and by the way, sometime I told him, President Museveni, you have missed out handing over power peacefully, you know, when he removed the term limit. Then I told him, sir, one thing I would ask of you, you let the parties build themselves and give them the political environment to build the parties. I said at first, your party will certainly win. The other party, the opposition, will get like 30 or 20%, but you will be known in history as one who was a father of the good Marth political system. I shared it to him. I told him when I was parting company with him. And he said, I'm not going to fight parties. I told him, these parties of FDC, these are your own people. They came from the bush with you. And now NRIM also, they are these people from the bush and others. And we had said that the good multi-party political system will be born by NRIM as a system. And I said that the NRIM has produced this and this. So please don't fight it. I'm sorry to take long, but we have discussed these things.
Yes.
Now I'm coming to my conclusion. Now what I've seen now, that the political parties are not needed. If anything, when they remain, it is all fight. Some Ugandans, distinguished Ugandans of brain, sense, and intellect cannot have opportunity to govern this country because they are in opposition. Therefore, wait, what I want to tell you, for me, what I would like to see, Tabit, is if we can decide that since we cannot take political parties, if we can make a government of national unity, so that we say, like I was in NRIM, I would stand up today, I oppose something, and tomorrow when it is good, I support it. So if we constitute a government of national unity, what this will mean, it will mean that now we have come together as Ugandans. Even those of political party, I mean the opposition and the NRIM, and you come as a government of national unity and you focus on building Uganda and not building a party and breaking the other party when the parties cannot work. In fact, me, I want to propose that there should be a national dialogue in this country which will discuss how a government of national unity will be constituted so that all of us, instead of saying they have bought this one, you talk like Mao. Mao is distinguished. We know he's a good person. He would serve, he do. But when he went, they say that one is a fool now. But if you constitute a government of national unity, even everybody who is intelligent, who is wise, they can come and run the government together because the parties are not working. And some people are discarded, are thrown out as rubbish because they don't belong to NRIM, and that doesn't work.
Well, Honorable Dombo, thank you very much, Honorable Matembe. there's been a pattern. When NRM fishes from the opposition, the new recruits, the new members land juicy posts. Of course, to the disappointment of quite a number of NRM stalwarts. Do you see it happening to Sibambi this time? And doesn't this suggest that the best are outside?
Outside and inside is a narrative and creation of your minds. They are all Ugandans. Sibambi is a Ugandan who has been...
We have a speaker from
who has been in Makerere teaching Ugandans law. Among those people they taught, there are those from NRM, there are those from other parties, they are sons of soldiers, and they have passed and become very good lawyers. So when you say Sibambi is an outsider and he has come in, when he's in the same country, he's basically creating a narrative that should undermine either Sibambi, the individual, or where he's going. But for us, there is a reason why the NRM chose to use the bus as a symbol. Other than it being...
You robbed the NRM, National Resistance Movement. You stole our signs, you stole our color, you made it into a party. Please.
The NRM chose to use a bus as compared to a Kamunye because they wanted to demonstrate.
Can you imagine?
They wanted to demonstrate that everybody belongs to a wider body and is a mass movement. The second one is that all passengers in the bus have got equal opportunity.
Yeah, but why are new recruits rewarded big?
That is a national
but there is
contest.
No. Why are they rewarded big?
Who rewarded them?
Look, the speaker, the deputy speaker, the minister for justice.
NRM is an equal opportunity organization.
What?
When you come in there and you offer yourself, Honorable, the deputy speaker?
Tayewa.
Honorable Tayewa became a chief whip. He strategically positioned himself during that contestation for the position of speaker, and he negotiated. And that's being strategic enough as an individual. Somebody would admire a person who looks ahead and positions themselves in such a way that they'll get an opportunity to contribute. You have seen the good things that Tayewa has done, or that Anita Among has done. Supposing it had been on the other side, wouldn't we be missing that opportunity? So, Honorable Sibambi.
That is the problem. So people, good people, useful people who are on that side must not run this government because they can only do so when they are in NRM. Is that right?
But that's what the Constitution says.
You have now to make people make sure that they come into this one party, otherwise they cannot serve this nation.
Isn't that what the Constitution says?
What does it say?
When somebody is in the opposition and Museveni appoints them in government, what have the opposition people been saying? Haven't they been blaming Museveni for doing that?
Because
when he gives them an opportunity to come.
I want to talk with this one because she's just, he knows what
you
he's
started
saying.
It. Go ahead.
No, but you see, I talked what I talked. You are the cause of our problem. Because I put you remember what I presented?
You made a proposal.
Which we should discuss. He jumped off it and he said, okay, Nsibambi. What do you want with Nsibambi? Instead of discussing real
Our
issues.
topic tonight is premised on Nsibambi's
when are we finishing?
At midnight,
we
don't
go
worry.
to bed and I walk out.
I want as we conclude.
When we break off, I will go out.
As we conclude on this topic, I don't think, I have known the Honorable Matembe for being a very tolerant person whenever we have had engagements, even when he may come up with some rant. He's a very good lady he's a Christian, first of all. But I want to tell you that for us, when opportunity comes to get people from other parties and they come in NRM, if tomorrow Sibambi came to the secretariat and he became part of our legal team, who goes to the court to defend the petitioners or the who have been petitioned.
Has FDC become your fishing ground?
No. The whole of Uganda. The whole of Uganda we fish from anywhere because the other time...
but I mean, you've bruised FDC too much.
No.
Do you realize?
Which team do you support? Football.
Brains.
Me, I support Cranes, but I also support Manchester United. And you know how you feel when you are winning. And every time you play a game and you win, you know how, even when the match is being played in UK where I've not been, and perhaps you never have an opportunity to meet those people. So when you're a member of the party and people are joining you, and you know that it is giving you an opportunity to win bigger, because right now we won with 71%. I want to tell you the way things are going. If we continue delivering on our manifesto, NRM should be able to win with about 80% or beyond in the next elections.
Is there a possibility that you had prayer arrangements with Honorable Nsibambi and you had been all along luring him to join you?
NRM creates opportunities for everybody, and people will appreciate. Honorable Nsibambi, in his own words, said he has read the manifesto of NRM. He had an opportunity to meet President Museveni. And by the way, many people who have had an opportunity to meet President Museveni, people disparage before they know who President Museveni is. But when they get an opportunity to interact, they understand his magnanimity, they understand his patience, they understand his wisdom as a person. One day I went to Teso, let me give you an example. One time I went to Teso during the mobilization, and there was the chairman of NRM of Soroti City, Soroti district, I think, Elasu, Bwana Elasu. And he said when they were fighting, fishing, the young fish, eating young fish, President Museveni, as a pastoralist, he called the people of Teso and he said, don't you look after cattle? He said, yes, we do. He asked them, do you eat calves? They said they don't. He said, so if you don't eat calves, why do you eat younger fish? Because doesn't make common sense. And the old man was mesmerized by the wisdom of the old man, and he said, if the people of Teso were to wake up, they should join and support President Museveni and the National Resistance Movement. So for us in the NRM, an opportunity to attract good players and people of goodwill so that we can have a minimum program on which we shall work to deliver prosperity for the people of Uganda. We shall work with it.
Get me right. I was asking, there is a way you pamper newcomers and treat NRMs as outliers.
How?
I mean, the newcomers eat big.
No, but they compete. They compete on their own merit. The Right Honorable Speaker competed. When she came to Parliament, she competed for the Deputy Speakership. Honorable Olanya came from UPC. He came to NRM and demonstrated his ability. He became a chairman of a committee and became a deputy speaker. And Guardian became a speaker. So it is not only FDC, but in NRM, whoever is good and is willing to make a contribution to their countries, the only opportunity is in NRM. And I would not be surprised if tomorrow, for instance, wanted to expand our media spectrum and the opportunities in NRM, you would look a very good candidate for fishing.
Well,
Why haven't you fished Matembe?
Honorable Mapenduzi, how
When is the
better
break? Me, I want to go.
how better can defections be sanitized, not to look as anything abominable? You've suffered a lot of backlash for crossing from the opposition to the NRM.
I have not suffered. I treat people very respectfully. And so when people give their opinion, it's okay. It's okay to respect people and their opinion. And so whatever people said the time I crossed, that was their opinion and they're entitled to it. But you see, at the end of the day, it comes back to you, the kind of decision you take and the values you hold, and that is it. But I'll say this. You see, number one, we need to spend time to understand what a multi-party system is. Number two, we also need to know that different political parties have the responsibility of building their party nurturing leaders and making sure that they sustain. And when I gave the example of FDC going down in terms of even their number in parliament, several years back, the FDC was the main opposition party in parliament. Today, it's NUP. And if NUP does not realize probably what the FDC has gone through and all that, next time you'll have another political party being the main opposition party. The same thing can even happen to the NRM. If the NRM does not sustain and keep focus on building and attracting, you know, every political party has to recruit, has to attract, but also has to retain. You cannot just attract people, and even when you try to attract, if the foundation is not firmly built, you are not going to sustain it. And so every political party has to do that. So the question of sanitizing depends on how you are looking at it. Because somebody may think the Honorable Sibambi joining NRM now is taking a wrong decision. It's not wrong, because you are not him. You don't know how he has processed it. You don't know what has motivated him. And so we become judgmental the moment we... So it's not a question of sanitizing. I think it goes back to every political party.
Do you think the opposition is playing aloof as these defections?
The opposition needs to stop lamenting. The opposition needs to stop blame game. The opposition needs to roll its sleeve and learn from what the NRM is doing. If the NRM is fishing, what about them? Do they get out to recruit? What are they trying to do? Do they build leaders? And then you see the opposition trying to, the NRM is looking at all the opposition parties, but the opposition is fishing from FDC to NUP, fishing from NUP to... So I think it's important that we get to understand deeper, but also spend a lot more time for every political party to build their parties, instead of lamenting.
Thank you. Prior to Nsibambi's departure, you were planning to arraign him before the disciplinary committee of the party. What were you accusing him of?
We were accusing him of talking for the party, delivering messages which did not emanate from the party, FDC, and negotiate with the movement. He went as an individual because of his personal interest, not the party's interest. And therefore, he shouldn't have gone to claim that he's doing the work of FDC. And that's where we disagree with him.
No, but he carried with him the tagline of Vice President Buganda.
Once you are a vice president of Buganda, you are not FDC alone. FDC is a bigger thing, right? You are a vice president, Buganda region. Now, are you going there? Have you been given permission by the party to go to discuss those issues with the movement? That's the issue. He went alone to look for a job, maybe. So he should go there and, ask for the job. But he shouldn't use FDC. FDC never gave him, sent him, to discuss on behalf of the party.
Is Mugisha Montu's prophecy about Moros coming to pass? That only time will tell who the real Moros are.
Don't push me into that to say that Sivambi is a Moro or whatever. No, Sivambi is a straightforward man. He's a good man. So is Muntu. So was Muntu when he was with us. And Sivambi's decision to defect is purely personal. It has nothing to do with FDC.
Is there a possibility that there are secrets that he carried with him to the NRM?
Well, he's a lawyer. Wait, he's a lawyer. I don't think there is anything that Swami can take to NRM that FDC would consider as strictly confidential.
Honorable Matimba, as we take a very short break, do you still feel any motivation to be part of the struggle, given the kind of politics that is playing out now?
For me, my struggle in this country is for equality, justice, and fairness. And I cannot stop struggling. But the point I want to say, I don't know whether I'm the only one who sees what is happening in this country. Because like Mapenduzi was talking, condemning political party. Me, I don't know, you know how FDC had to be destroyed. The way Besigye suffered, the way they would arrest them, the way they would torture them. So those ones now left. When NUP arose, you people, this Mapenduzi person, even before elections, how many times was NUP's office raided? The computers are taken, their information is gone, the office is broken into, the people arrested and put in prison, and all these things started much earlier and come into election campaigns. You know all that went on, how this man Kyagulanyi suffered. He's supposed to take this route to go to campaign. They close him. He's suffering. Resilience, he persevered. And then that notwithstanding, his people were arrested. The vice presidents are now in prison. Others, people are killed. I mean, I don't know. Am I the only one who is seeing this? For me, my major thing is, okay, once we get political parties, if they are disorganized in their own way, okay, we condemn them, we'll say organize yourselves. But when they are deliberately fought, as if this man in Mapinduzi, he doesn't live in Uganda, I don't know. Are some people not living in Uganda? Are you so happy when you see all these vice presidents, poor women who have been tortured, who have been in prison, and the 2,000 people whom we don't know where they are, and those ones who were killed and disappeared in the last election, 2016, is it 2021? Dude, are these Ugandans in NRM? Can't they see? For me, I don't mind. If the NRM was not deliberately fighting to destroy parties, and the president is clearly saying, okay, I'll take you off, like he told us in the 6th parliament. He said, I will fight this parliament until I take over it. He fought it. He went 7th parliament. He fought by 8th parliament. Parliament had no power. Parliament has no authority. Parliament is a child of Museveni. Eh? So he said, I will fight these parties until I finish them.
So the future...
I want these people of NRM to be Ugandans and stop being stupid. Do they call it made stupid or whatever? Because where are their eyes? Is it we who don't believe, who don't agree with the NRM and the wicked it is doing? Is it only we who can see the wrong that is happening? Why shouldn't now I raise it here? The leader of NUP, what did Kyagulanyi do? We want to know why Kyagulanyi did that he had to suffer, that his family is off, that his home is raided, that the office was always raided. What did he do? We want to know. But Ugandans are there quiet. They can't raise that. I mean, Mapinduzi, you people, we shall pray to God. When he hears one day, you will be like other governments.
Well, we'll take a very short break, but before we get there,
finished, I'm going.
Honorable Sabiti, do you still feel energized to be on the opposition? 40 years,
I'm told
several
you don't
decades
live
later.
like that.
I am happy to be in opposition. Opposition helps society. They look at things that the wrong things that government is doing. And that's a very, very important function.
Well, we'll take a very short break and return shortly.
NBS Frontline. In a digital world, not everything is what it seems. False stories today spread faster than truth, leaving us all wondering what's real. Disinformation misleads, misinformation misguides, and spreads confusion and fear. Dismiss, a campaign to help you think critically, question wisely, and verify thoroughly. Join us. Let's build a more informed Uganda, one truth at a time. Dismiss, inquire, verify, confirm. Together, let's fight fake news.
Hey, hey, travelers! Are you a family gearing up for that big vacation, a hustler working abroad coming home, or your squad chasing sunsets and passport stamps? It's time you lock in. Say goodbye to long airport queues, shocking roaming bills, and the stress of hunting for local SIM cards, because now you can travel like a local. Stay connected in over 180 countries. Just scan, tap, and boom! Instant data the moment you reach your destination. Get your Rogue Travel eSIM today at travel.roguetelcom.co.ug. Contact us on 020-5000123.
Florence, who's Florence?
My mom.
She's called Florence. When I'm touching her right now, I'm feeling pains in my leg.
Yeah, she has pains in her legs.
She has pains in her
Yes,
legs.
yes.
I'm not breathing well.
Yes.
Sinuses.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Just hallelujah. Glory to God. Hallelujah.
Watch the power of prophecy with Prophet Elvis Mbonye this Saturday, 6:30 p.m. on NBS TV Uganda.
The National Mosquito Net Distribution Campaign is back. No one should die of malaria in this era. It is your responsibility to chase malaria from your home. The good news is that the government of Uganda has once again started distribution of mosquito nets under the 5th Universal Coverage Campaign, also known as the Under the Net campaign. Under this exercise, one mosquito net will be distributed per 2 people in every household. A village health team member, a community health extension worker, also known as a CHU, and the LC1 chairperson will move house to house to register members of the household in preparation for receiving their mosquito nets. Do not lie back. Ensure that you register all your household members to receive a mosquito net. On the distribution date, move to your distribution point and receive your net. Mosquito nets protect you and your family members from infectious mosquito bites that lead to malaria. Ensure that you receive the net, hang the net, and sleep under the net every night.
Across Uganda, the parish development model is paving the way for prosperity, helping families transform their lives through strategic farming practices, like the 4-acre model.
In our Chibaro of 1996, we said first acre, put coffee. Second acre, fruits. The third acre, you put pasture for dairy cows. The fourth acre, for food, cassava. The good thing is that now cassava is also becoming a very good cash product, but at least for food. Then, mind you, the backyard. You put poultry for eggs, you put piggery.
I'm in a 1-acre plot of land. In this 1 acre, Your Excellency, I practice this banana plantation. I also practice coffee. I also have dairy, Your Excellency. Every month, Your Excellency, I get 500,000 from these bunches.
The 7 activities we recommended, they have a big global demand.
We have 10,000 Nile tilapia fish and
10,000 African catfish. And when we sell our 10,000 tilapia, we get in one harvest 20 million shillings.
Fruits, especially capuchon, which is cold, can do very high value crops like apples. And then finally, those who are near the wetlands, like the ones in Bukit who are wasting the wetlands, they should do fish farming, not in the center of the swamp, but at the edge of the swamp.
From coffee farms to fish ponds, the 4-acre model is empowering Ugandans to transform their lives. The parish development model is your pathway to wealth creation. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance.
NBS Frontline.
Welcome back. It's still the Frontline, discussing the defections and what they mean to politics. Honorable Dombo, there's fear that many more could be on the way to join the NRM in the coming weeks. How true is this?
For us as a party, there is room for everybody who wishes to join the national resistance movement at whatever level. And some of you may not know that actually there are many, many defections that have been taking place at a grassroots level, where many people have been crossing either during the President Museveni's rallies, during the presidential campaign, during the general campaigns. People come at various levels, either at the district or at the sub-county or at the respective branches where the party members live. So at the national level, I'll not be surprised, especially given the confessions that we have heard from either Honorable Sivambi. A few minutes ago, I was on another media station with Honorable Dr. Lulu Mebaiga, with the Honorable from Mitiana, Lumu?
Lumu. Honorable
Lumu, and we are with Honorable Brandon, on one of the radio stations here in Buganda. And Honorable Lumu made a confession. He said, but look at the people who are fighting me in Mitiana. It was not the NRM fighting me. It was people from another party fighting him. Honorable Mebaiga made a similar confession. So I was asking myself, if they say in Mitiana, Nup was fighting Dr. Lulume, Mr. Lumu, Honorable Lumu of DP, did the President Museveni send them, the Nupu people, to fight him? Where Honorable Segona, a very good legislator, if a party chooses not to recognize his contribution and give him a flag, and Uganda loses such a person of that caliber, really, did the President Museveni go through the Election Management Committee of National Inter-Platform to prevent Honorable Segona from getting a flag?
So is it a blend of frustration and self-preservation that is compelling or forcing politicians to cross?
That is a natural reaction that everybody would do, especially those who aspire to make a contribution to their country.
So you're tapping from the weaknesses of the opposition, right?
Absolutely. Why would you? What would you do?
Oh, Honorable Sabiti, is the opposition in self-destruction mode, given the fights that are happening amidst parties between the FDC and the National Inter-Platform? There is no love lost.
No, we don't have any problem with other
There is, it's fierce.
No.
No,
I'm not aware of that.
The leaders have been throwing bombs at each other. I've heard...
Who and who? Example?
Amuriat and the leadership of the National Inter-Platform are on a collision course.
No, I don't think so. I haven't heard of that.
No, you haven't. Where have you been?
Oh, well, I'm around. I'm around.
Yep, okay.
But,
how do you describe your relationship?
Maybe Amriat could have made a comment. Does not necessarily mean that we are, on a collision course. No, we are not.
Okay. How do you describe the relationship between yourselves and other parties?
It's cardio. It's good. I don't see any quarrels between DP and FDC, UPC and FDC, movement and FDC. Now I can see they're trying to take our people. Maybe that one may, we have to question it here and there. So I don't think we have any quarrel with, these parties. The only quarrel with is between us and the way the movement system works, right? Not following the rules and regulations, the laws, the constitution. That's the only problem that we have with the movement.
Honorable Mapenduzi, while you were still in the FDC, you were considered among the moles, thanks to your relationship with the powers that be, while you are at the helm in Gulu. Do you think this issue of moles is eating up the party?
I was never considered a mole. I only got concerned when senior party leaders started labeling their colleagues.
You were among the people suspected to be a mole.
Well, if you want to say everyone who supported General Mugisha Muntu was a mole, then I will tell you that I supported him, and I supported him consciously. And thank God, later on, as in his own words, he said, we will know who the real moles are. But I'll say this, the most important thing, this discussion that we are having, is that one, we are going to have so many people join the NRM. And I can tell you that without any fear of conflict. Why? Because if the opposition political parties continue fighting among themselves, failing to nurture, to appreciate, and to make sure they build on what they have got, which any serious political party would find an opportunity to get those they think will add value, just as I said. And so we are likely to continue seeing that. Number two, you see, the fights we have had in FDC made many of us believe that probably what we said we were fighting for were actually within us. Because if you say we are fighting bad leadership, and then you see that right inside the party, then you...
So FDC is an epitome of bad leadership?
Not necessarily. I don't want to make statements that may, but I saw a lot when I was in FDC.
Bad leadership, right?
When you fail to support your own party and create a parallel structure, what would you call that? Is that good leadership? When you fail to manage internal disagreement and the party gets torn apart, what do you call that? Good leadership or bad leadership? When you begin to label your own members as moles without any justification, just because you either want to retain or you want to take charge of a party, what do you call that? So I do not want to go beyond. It's not about, I'm no longer in FDC. But as someone who has been there, I think it's important that FDC and any other political party finds time to reflect and reorganize themselves. Because we would, as NRM, we would love to have good competition. But if you don't want to keep your house in order and then people leave, and then you blame the one who is receiving your people, then that becomes a little...
So how beautiful is it being in the NRM?
Well, it's I don't want to call it beautiful. I want to Every new member, every member who joins NRM should know he or she is coming to make a contribution, adding value, working. You are not. So it's all of us have to work for the party. So it's not about
deep down. This is something you detested with all your might, with all your brain, and you're now yellow, right? It's all turned the pole, right?
Let me tell you this, my brother Simon. In politics, when you disagree, you have to disagree principally. There are things I did not like, I did not believe in. I joined the party so I can express, so we can correct. Okay? So if there were things that I did not like, now I am in NRM. Now I have an opportunity to sit on the same table and talk about it and say, let's correct this, and that's the contribution I'll make. All right. Well, that is, I don't believe in assumption. I don't believe in assumption. I am in NRM, and I'll make my contribution, and
Is it for personal good or national good?
For my country. For my country, Uganda. For my country, Uganda.
Honorable Dombo.
Do you have any doubt about that?
Honorable Dombo, you've bruised FDC. How come NUP is still insulated from your onslaught?
I don't know what you mean that they are still insulated. Because they were bigger in parliament last time. They have become smaller. And I don't know whether you know, for about 40-something. So that's not an insulation. That's at strategic competitive level. Then they came through a wave, and the NRM reorganized, and we have recaptured some mileage. But it is our objective that we must go back and recapture all the seats, God willing, which is something that we are going through this manifesto implementation, is something that we are going to work for. But on a more important point.
So you want the opposition gone?
Bwana Anjala. There is a type of politics emerging in Uganda that when two people from different parties talk to one another, then the other one is buying another, or people should not talk and interact.
I need to tell our viewers that we've now crossed to Afro Mobile.
Because Honorable Jack Sabit is my friend. If tomorrow I'm in Ruchiga, is it Ruchiga?
Oh, yes.
Ruchiga County, and I have a challenge, the nearest person I'll look for is on a Jack Sabiti, because we have come from very far.
But it's not the spirit that you're cultivating today. Today, NRM is scavenging.
No, we are recruiting members.
No, you are scavenging from political parties with the aim of killing them.
What does campaigning mean? Because you have been in a campaign, and you don't campaign to bring in NRM people into NRM. You campaign to attract people from other parties to come to the National Resistance Movement. And that's what we have done so well.
No, you seem to be doing it ruthlessly to the detriment of other political parties.
Surely you didn't know that they are ruthless? Look at the way they conducted this election. How they, you know.
So the spirit is.
No, I don't want to, because I know Mr. Jack Sabiti, they have just lost a member to the NRM, and they maybe take their liberty to think from whatever angle they would want to do it. But I want to tell you that for us in the National Resistance Movement, we shall continue being an exemplary party, but also taking benefit from the knowledge and experience of President Yoweri Museveni, because you have seen many times, last time when he had a challenge with Rwanda and the border was closed, you find how journalists asked him questions about President Kagame, and he said, but President Kagame is not here. How do you expect me to answer a question when he cannot cross-check on the issues that I'm going to say? So as party leaders, they should not disparage their leaders in public. They should know how to handle internal contradictions, and they should create opportunities for people to speak out their minds, and they should not create falsified information purely because they want to undermine their colleagues in their respective parties.
Is Nsibambi going in alone, or you've already lined up several others?
For us, we are ready to receive whoever runs from where they are. If somebody
Who is
not,
running this show?
If somebody is not respected in their respective parties and they can find the refuge in NRM, we welcome them.
Okay. Is this thanks to the brokerage of Right Honorable Anita Mo?
No, I'm not at liberty to come and discuss our internal methods of work. Because if we want to recruit you, should we also come and discuss it here? These are issues that we progressively continue working on, either at strategic level of Honorable Anita Mo, or at subsidiary level, or even at the grassroots level. There are many people engaging, people from the opposition. I want to tell you this, that even at the Secretariat, there are many people whom we keep talking to.
How easy or hard has it become for you to recruit from the opposition?
At times it is easier, especially when they are fighting amongst themselves. It is very easy to spot somebody who is frustrated and you can get to them and talk to them. But even without talking to them, it is an opportunity for them to run and say, hey, you people, can't we join government and work with you? Honorable Norbert Bao came. These people disparaged him in the opposition. Honorable Sibambi has followed. We don't know who may follow next.
Honorable Sabit, as we get out of here, is it dawning on the opposition that the struggle is weakening by the day?
No, it's not weakening.
Look at the numbers. The numbers say it all. In Parliament, for instance.
Yeah, well, if it is raining today, it does not necessarily mean that it will continue raining even tomorrow. There will be sunshine. We are busy organizing ourselves in our party. Sibambi is leaving. That is just...
he leaves a void. A big void.
What big void? We have many lawyers who can do that work. I don't see any problem.
Who was in Sibambi to FDC? How much of a force was
he helped us in legal matters. So he's a very good lawyer, certainly, and I recommend him for that. But in terms of mobilizing, recruiting people, it was a bit weak.
How about commitment to the cause?
To the cause? It was 50-50. Yes.
Will you miss him?
Of course, I miss. Once a member of a family, goes, you miss.
A vice president, how can he not be missed?
Right? Yeah, we shall miss him.
Well, gentlemen, that brings us to the end of Frontline tonight. So much to discuss about defections. What should the country be watching next? Let's continue the conversation online. For now, I say good night and God bless you.